Welcome back, everyone. Lance Scurv X here. I wanted to talk about dating in the present day. Of course, that falls under the category of relationships, but I was in a deep conversation with a friend of mine, and he was telling me about the different trials and tribulations that he had to go through when it came to dating. And I wasn't shocked because I'm on social media. I see what's going on. I see how many people, relationships, men and females, male and female, I don't know any other dynamic, okay? Um, how they're dealing with each other. And it's just so cold. And I said to myself, and I've constantly said to myself, I wouldn't know how to deal with how superficial things are today, how transactional things are today, how cold things are today, where you have, and I'm not going to demonize women now, right? I'm speaking about these types of women. Just let me make it clear that I'm discussing trends and experiences many men report. Not every woman, right, is this type. There's still many good women looking for commitment, just as there are many men who are not serious. So I'm not saying all men are serious and women don't want commitment, but I'm speaking about those types. When you have a man who's working a job, but he may not have a six-pack abs. He may not be muscular. He may not be a millionaire, but he's doing good for himself, that type. And many of these women overlook those types now, but then when they get older and their beauty and bargaining chips fade, it's different. They're alone now. They wasted their younger years. Even if they had a career and had the mentality of, I don't need a man. But I'm talking about these women who really don't have much going on for themselves. They may work a job, but they really don't have much going on for themselves. And they've overpriced themselves on the dating market. And for me, it's strange. It's really like prostitution in a way. But it's a different time. But many men today feel that dating has shifted from discovering compatibility to proving financial capability. Instead of two people gradually learning about each other's values, goals, character, and vision for the future, the early stages of dating often feel like a financial audition. It does. You know, a man may be expected to pay for expensive dinners, entertainment, vacations, gifts, and experiences before a woman has demonstrated any real interest in building a future with him. So it's really like a waste of money. For men who worked hard to establish themselves, buy homes, save for retirement, and still are in the process of saving for retirement and achieve financial stability, this can feel less like courtship and more like sponsorship. In previous generations, many couples started with very little and built together. Today, many men feel they're being evaluated primarily on what they can provide immediately rather than who they are as a person. Isn't that something? So, you know, if you're a guy that drives a regular car, nothing flashy or luxury, you might get looked over. If you don't have the jewelry and the flash or a social media page where you can show that you have it like that and you're out there, or these women, and we're talking about those types of women now. Let me say that again. I'm not going to say it again. Please don't come in the comment section and say, well, this is not all women. I just said it earlier on. I'm saying it again. It's not all women. But it's so strange because the guys who are pushing it to attract women based on the superficial, that some of these guys may not be able to afford it, but they push and do it and neglect their future and neglect their bank account to attract these types of women, and those types of women do not care. When you spend off all your money and you end up broke, they're on to the next one. Just like I say in every show at the end, on to the next one. That's what these types of women do. They don't care about you. They'll feign emotion. They may make you feel as though, they dangle the carrot in front of your face like there's a chance of a relationship. Well, if it's just dating, the purpose of dating is getting to know the person. Somehow it changed. But back in my day, yes, I said it that way, like I'm an old geezer, because to many I am. But back in my day, dating was to meet and talk and vibe and just get to know the person's energy. It's like going to the shoe shop. Like I said before, you're trying on different shoes. You try on 10 different pairs of shoes and walk out with 2. And in this case, in a relationship, you walk away with 1 committed person, but you try their energy out. But now it's buy me this, buy me that, take me here, take me there, buy my outfit, do my nails, do my hair. Buy this lingerie for me. He'll never see it. The next guy might see it. So it's a turnoff. I'm not even out there like that. I'm an older married dude, and I'm telling you, it's a turnoff. How cold and cunning and calculating it can be. How the aim is getting money out of you. Getting money to get your hair done, your nails done. For what? You're not with me. We're dating. And of course, when you date, you can date more than one person. So they're probably out there with different individuals dating and milking money. But what happens when the well runs dry? What happens when you get older? And now your body, no matter how much you try to keep it up, you're still older. And you have young, shapely, pretty young things coming off the assembly line. And then you get mad when these older guys go after the young women. But you didn't build anything with them. And now you're sitting up wondering how time flew. You find yourself in your 50s and 60s, and it's over. And many older women still think they can play that game. I mean, you can get a guy to come over your house and screw you, but he may not commit to you. He's going to go to the, you wasted your prime playing the game. But that's something many are going to have to find out, because it's true. Once you hit a certain age, it flies by. Hit 35. 15 more years, you 50. 25 more years, you 60. Try to do right and build with somebody. And also, like I always say on other conversations, is just build and live in the moment. Plan for your future, but enjoy the present while you have your youth. The other point that I want to make was social media has created unrealistic expectations. Social media has fundamentally altered how people perceive relationships. Everyday people are exposed to carefully curated images of luxury vacations, expensive gifts, designer clothing, lavish restaurants, and seemingly perfect couples. The problem is that many of those images are not representative of normal life. Yet after viewing them constantly, some people begin to believe that these experiences should be standard rather than exceptional. Men who own homes, have careers, and live responsible lives may suddenly appear average compared to the fantasy lifestyle being displayed online. What was once considered stability and maturity is now sometimes overlooked because social media has convinced many people that excitement, status, and appearance are more valuable than character and consistency. So many people are gassed up. I mean, social media is a drug in a sense. And I'm online all the time creating and doing different things, but not even as much. Not even as much. These years that I have left on this earth, it is not going to snatch my time away. I do what I do, I put it out there, and it's on to the next one. I express myself, I talk about things. But the endless scrolling or the endless posting, looking for attention all day long, figuring out what I can do to get attention. Some people live this way. There are average people out here who are gassed up on the whole social media experience. Whole days they can spend laying in the bed, laying on the couch, just doing nothing. Maybe they just go to the bathroom for that day and get something to eat, and they're back. And it's sickening because their minds are controlled and stimulated in a way, or they feel they have this big following out there and all this stuff, and they want to be a star, and it's crazy. It's a drug. Like I said, their smartphone is the ultimate crack pipe. Trust and believe. But the attention economy has changed human behavior. See, in previous decades, attention was limited. Could you imagine? A woman might meet men through family, church, work, school, or her local community. Today, a smartphone can provide unlimited attention from hundreds or even thousands of people. Social media likes, comments, messages, and dating apps have created an environment where attention itself has become a form of currency. For some individuals, the pursuit of attention becomes addictive. Why commit to one person when endless validation appears to be available? This abundance of options often creates the illusion that something better is always around the corner. As a result, some people remain perpetual daters, constantly searching for the next upgrade instead of investing deeply in one relationship. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, right? Or 10 in the bush. And the compliments from unknown people that have their own secret agendas and hidden motivations that gas you up and make it feel like, yeah, well, there's something better around the corner. It's almost like gambling. The next time I gamble, I might hit the slot machines, or gambling at the table there. I just might hit, and you spend all your money. You get a hit and do good. You can't walk out because now I can do better. I have more money. Let me gamble this, and I know I'll make more. It doesn't work that way. You know how many people go and get broke gambling? It's the same thing. Time that you can be developing yourself, time that you can be making yourself better, not just for you, or not just for the other person, but for yourself. Invest the time in yourself, get a better education, put yourself in a better position as a woman, make yourself independent, right? But lots of times they don't want to do or put the work in, those types of women, right? They just, I'm pretty, I'm shapely, I have a nice backside, and I'm freaky in the bedroom. Any man would listen. When you're dead weight and that's all you can do, that's not attractive after a while. You know why? Because if that's all you have to offer, there's always the next woman with the smaller waistline, the rounder, shapelier backside, the prettier skin, naturally, right? So if it's just a meat market type of thing, I tell you, you're not going to win, because it's like milk. Milk can spoil. You know what I mean? It's like bread. Bread can get moldy. It does. And over time, yeah, you can keep yourself up, but you can't compete with the tsunami of women that are coming off the assembly line, young and fresh. So if that's your game, it's like standing in quicksand thinking you're not going to sink. It's going to happen. But in that case, I have to say it. And that's the point of this. Stability is often underappreciated until later in life. One complaint many men have is that qualities such as responsibility, reliability, home ownership, financial discipline, and long-term planning are not appreciated when they should be. Younger individuals may prioritize excitement, appearance, social status, and entertainment value over stability. Yet as years pass, many discover that physical attraction alone cannot pay bills, raise children, maintain a household, or provide emotional security during difficult times. The irony is that the very men who are overlooked in their younger years often become highly desirable later because they represent something increasingly rare. You know what that is? Consistency. Stability is not flashy, but it becomes priceless when real life begins demanding sacrifices and responsibility. And that's a hard blow. I mean, I've seen women, that type of woman, the one who, and this is even before social media, especially in the 90s when the videos were out and it started to happen, and then social media came in and just took it to another level. Some of those women who thought they were untouchable because they had great looks and they were in demand because men had lust in their hearts and they were trying to milk the man and all that stuff, they've gotten older now. And a lot of them are just worn out because they were ran through and they thought that they can just keep giving themselves away and upgrading. But it doesn't happen that way because, see, most of these men, the stable ones, the good ones, the ones who are focused on the future, they're not playing that game. But those men who ran through you that you thought, and this is why we were speaking about drug dealers. Like, they love the drug dealers. Not all of them, but some of them, because they can get the money up quick and, get your hair done. Here, take this, take that. They don't care about your stability as a man. It's what you can give them right now because they're not looking to stay around. And years later, after they ran through and they see that stable guy, he may not have had a big time job, but he knew how to do his money and get his homes and have his rents and make investments. And he drives a pretty nice, moderate vehicle, but he might have 2 or 3 of them. You never know. And he's set for life. And here you all ran through, sometimes trying to come at that guy that you looked over. He doesn't want you. He doesn't want to be bothered with you because you got the history and the reputation from back in the day. So it's going to be even worse now because a lot of these women are doing things in secret. I mean, you can move differently. You don't have to go to a nightclub anymore. You can be right there on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, the dating apps and stuff. And you could be going through, you could be a low-class prostitute damn near, trying to get. When that stuff is old, those possessions are no good anymore, and you're worn out, you're old, maybe you have a couple kids, and had a couple STDs or whatever have you, and nothing to back you up, nothing to back you up. And worse when you start, and it's another topic, when you start having all these different children from different baby daddies. I call it the 4 baby daddy syndrome. Like in your pursuit of attention, what the hell you were thinking? That could be the 6 baby daddy syndrome. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. I don't know what we have in our head. We're high on this cyberspace thing. I don't know. It's just something so messed up. Retirement-minded men see dating differently. They sure do. For men who have spent decades working and sacrificing to secure their future, dating takes on a different meaning. Every dollar spent recklessly today is a dollar that cannot contribute to retirement tomorrow. A man approaching retirement may not see expensive dating as romantic if there's no clear intention behind it. He may wonder why he should finance luxury experiences for someone who has not demonstrated commitment, loyalty, or a shared vision. Why? Many men are not unwilling to spend money. Rather, they want to know that their investment is contributing to a meaningful partnership. The difference between building together and being used can often determine whether a man remains open to dating or chooses to walk away altogether, which in this case is the smartest thing you can do. You want this, you want that. Every time you see this man, there's no serious commitment, but I want this, and can I have this, and can you buy me this? Where is it going? Right? I mean, even if there's no commitment, but it's obvious what you're all about. Gimme, 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 gimme. I want this, I want that. I want money for this, I want money for that. Are you trying to build a retirement? Are you trying to live easy when you get, the sweetest part of your life in your golden years? That's rough when you realize you can't have it that way. I mean, the economy, housing, the purchase of homes, and it's expensive at every turn. but you want to have a good time. Don't look for Captain Save-A-Hole later on, because I think the Captain Save-A-Holes, the simps of the world, they're wisening up also. Community-based courtship has been replaced by marketplace dating. In earlier generations, like the one I'm used to growing up in, people often met through families, neighborhoods, churches, schools, social organizations, and mutual friends. There was accountability. People knew each other's backgrounds, reputations, and families. Today, dating culture often resembles a marketplace where strangers evaluate each other based on photographs, short bios, and superficial first impressions. Character, integrity, and reputation may take a back seat to appearance and presentation. While technology has expanded opportunities to meet people, it has also removed much of the social structure that once encouraged serious intentions. Relationships built within communities often had stronger foundations because people were connected to something larger than themselves. You don't know who you're meeting, and you get a little short presentation, a photoshopped, airbrushed, filtered picture. I remember talking to a guy that he went to meet this young lady, and they were going to meet on a certain intersection. This was in Manhattan. A lot of people walking around, right? Public place to be safe and everything. So he's standing not on the corner by the curb, but he's standing on the corner leaning back against the wall, waiting for her to show up. And he didn't see her. He saw the picture, but he didn't see her. So there's another young lady standing next to him, and he's wondering, like, this girl's maybe she's waiting for somebody, right? Ended up with that was a woman. She did not look anything like she did in her presentation. And that was a bad look anyway. Like, you lie about that, what else will you lie about? We're so worried about the image and not presenting the proper character and integrity and showing a person what we're all about. Plus, in these situations, we're not connected by family, community, schools, or neighborhood, where we're introduced to people who are connected to the same people we are. Forcing accountability in a way because you don't want to really mess something up or do something embarrassing, and your folks are going to hear about it or in the community. It doesn't mean it always has to work out. Doesn't mean it has to end up in marriage. But you dated, and maybe it didn't end up where you were attracted to the person, but the bottom line is that that's how it goes. And you keep doing that until something nice happens. But now there's no accountability now. You don't know who. There are a lot of horror stories out there, and I've heard many of them. And I'm going to have a little discussion probably tomorrow about the horror stories. I won't say any names, but I heard the stories. Oh my God, I heard them. It's not gossip, it's reality. Truth is stranger than fiction. When it comes to the internet, trust me, I know that to be a fact. The pursuit of perfection is preventing commitment. Many people today have become trapped by unrealistic standards. Dating apps and social media create the illusion that the perfect partner is only one swipe away. As a result, good people are often rejected because they fail to meet the narrow set of physical, financial, or social expectations. The man who owns a home, manages his finances responsibly, and treats others well may be dismissed because he lacks movie star looks. Likewise, good women may be overlooked because they do not fit someone's fantasy image. This endless search for perfection often results in loneliness because real relationships require accepting imperfections and growing together over time. And who does that now? Even when there are imperfections, you could just airbrush it right off or Photoshop it right off or put a filter on it. You're going to get discovered anyway. Work on yourself more than you work on a fake image. We all can look like movie stars now. These apps that are out there, they help us to look, no way. I don't care about that. But again, I'm off the market, but I just see it. It's one big disaster, and community will dissolve, families will dissolve. We won't have those structures anymore. And I find it to be something that's very sad, because image has become more important than substance. One of the defining characteristics of modern dating is the emphasis placed on appearances. Not just physical appearance, but lifestyle appearance. People increasingly feel pressure to present themselves as successful, desirable, wealthy, and exciting. Relationships themselves sometimes become part of a public brand. Vacations, gifts, romantic gestures, and expensive outings are displayed online as evidence of status. Yet many of the strongest relationships are built on qualities that never appear in photographs. Loyalty during hardship, sacrifice during difficult times, honesty when nobody is watching, and mutual support during personal struggles. A relationship built primarily on image often collapses when reality arrives, when the real stuff happens. Then you see who's who. It's a shame that we roll with it. You meet somebody, you think they're damn near perfect. We know they're not perfect, but we think they are, and the facade starts to chip away. And you realize, why did they put so much work into that? And they should have worked on themselves. But you don't find that out over time, because most of these relationships that are superficial and transactional, they don't last. They don't. And this is why many men are quietly exiting the dating market. They don't even bother with that. An emerging trend is that many men are simply opting out. And my dear friend that I was speaking to the other night, he opted out. After repeated experiences where they feel judged primarily by income, appearance, or what they can provide materially, some decide that the emotional and financial costs outweigh the potential benefits. These men focus on their careers, hobbies, health, travel, businesses, and personal peace, and that's one of the most important ones. They are not necessarily bitter. Many have simply become cautious. They have observed friends lose savings, retirement funds, or emotional stability through unhealthy relationships, and have concluded that solitude is preferable to exploitation. Whether one agrees with this choice or not, it is becoming more common of a response to dissatisfaction with modern dating culture. It's not worth it, y'all. The energy you put into it, and you get to a certain age and realize that was a big waste of time with all of these people who you don't even know, all these women who you don't even know, and you gave this away, you gave that away, you gave this, and they smiling and taking and taking. And they're doing this to several other people, or maybe one at a time, one after the other, whatever. Time flies, and it doesn't wait for anyone. Trust me, it doesn't wait for anyone. And you ought to know that. But when you're younger, you feel invincible. Let me tell you something. When I was 20 years old, you couldn't tell me. I wasn't cocky and arrogant, but you couldn't tell me deep down that I wasn't Superman. Young, dumb, and full of testosterone, the body that I had, I had pretty good looks, but I wasn't arrogant. I wasn't one of those guys. But still, when in your youthful years, it just feels like it'll never end. You see what I mean? But things fade, things change. But it's frightening to me from the things that I see now. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be bothered. This woman wants this from you. That lady wants this from you. No, I can't. I would rather wait for that one who has the same values. This superficial merry-go-round is just not worth it, but the future belongs to those who choose partnership over consumption. And those are the ones who are really going to be happy. And perhaps the most important lesson is that sustainable relationships require a mindset of partnership rather than consumption. That's number one. The strongest couples are not asking, what can I get? But rather, what can we build together? And tell me I'm not lying, because I know I'm not. That's the truth. They understand that attraction matters. Yeah, it does. But character matters more, because character will be there when looks fade. They recognize that luxury experiences are enjoyable, but shared values are essential. They know that beauty fades, careers change, economies fluctuate, and circumstances evolve. But what remains is the ability to trust one another, sacrifice for one another, and pursue common goals. The individuals who embrace this philosophy will likely find lasting relationships, even in an era increasingly driven by image, materialism, and instant gratification. I'm going to say it again. Image, materialism, and instant gratification. And again, it's not just relegated to the younger folks. Older folks who may not even be looking to date anybody or to get with anybody. They're caught up in the image, materialism, and instant gratification. It's just attention. Attention has become currency. Hits from people, likes from people that may or may not know you, that you can't call them up in an emergency situation. How many people do you really know? Don't get caught up in that. No. I've had platforms over the years that had huge numbers, but never did I get intoxicated with that, because I know my inner circle. And those people come and go. They'll come in your life for a time and they're gone. You won't even remember their name. You won't even remember their phone number. You get a new phone and, they're gone. They're gone. And we all getting older. And we'll go off into our own trajectory of what we've built. And if you cause or think that you can build a social media stable life of an inner circle with people you don't know, who are around you for different reasons. Different reasons. When I had bigger numbers, there were people who were coming around me not because they wanted to be around me, it's because they wanted to get that shine. They wanted to get their cash app out there and come with a good story and get some money or get followers too, or whatever. Just the image of it all. I've always been secure in myself. I didn't care about the image. Yeah, you put your stuff out there, you make yourself look. You got to, pretty up a social media platform if you are doing something substantial. Yeah, of course. But don't be consumed by that. And that's what protects me. My inner circle, my real inner circle, those are the ones that count. And that's what it is. Yes, I'm friendly with everybody. And some of those may prove to be real people in my inner circle, but maybe not. And it's okay. It's okay. If you have 1 million followers or subscribers, do they all know you and love you? Look down your subscriber list on YouTube, and I'm picking YouTube. You'll see a good video and say, man, I got to subscribe to this person. And you might never go back. Check your list, and there's people you've subscribed to. You say, who is this person? I really subscribe to them? That's the way it is in life. So please consider the words that I've said, and just be careful out there. We just don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste money. We don't want to play with people's emotions and manipulate. And a lot of these young ladies, those types now, not all, dangle the carrot of their attractiveness, sensuality, sexuality to get things. And that's all it is. They may feign caring a little bit or feign the promise maybe that there's an emotional thing going on. And a lot of them don't have that. They don't care. Here today, gone tomorrow. Brothers, don't waste your time. I know even some of them may look good, and we're men, so we crave the physical, but control that. Because when you find somebody who is really for you, the physical is still there, right? Take your time, build, and don't waste time. Because I'm gonna tell you something, when you get older, you will remember all of the time that you waste. And also, it's just like when you're broke, you have no money. Say when you're a little younger, you were broke, and you're like, man, I don't have any money till the next paycheck or whatever. Have a little bit, but not enough. You remember where every quarter dropped between the cushions of the couch. You remember every nickel or dime that rolled under the couch or the bed. You remember where you have things in your pants here and there, maybe in your car in the ashtray or something rolled up under the seat. You know where they are. You're going after that. You're scraping because you don't have anything at that point. You don't want to get to that point in life when years go by and you realize you've been giving away to these different women who really don't give a damn about you. They're there to suck you dry. And I don't mean the good way. Yes, I said it that way. But they want to suck your pocket dry, right? And really and truly, they will use those other abilities to suck your pocket dry. They will do things to you to curl your toes, make your eyes roll up, and make you say scriptures from the Bible that you haven't said from Sunday school. You'll remember them. You'll be speaking in tongues. Don't be fooled by that. Not all of them will do it, but a lot of them will. Especially when they see that you're responsible. Oh, I can always get money out of him. Take me on a trip out of the country and take me on a shopping spree. No. If you're going to be here with me in the future, you're going to want to build with me for the future. This is how I live my life. If there's another guy out there, now you don't mind springing for, a moderate restaurant or dinner and, different little things, but all of this whole thing where you're killing your paycheck? No way. If they're for you in every direction. And their sense of character, worth, pedigree, and check their backgrounds, find out about their families. You may not want to meet them right away, but find out how they were raised. A lot of times we as men, we jump into bed with these women because they look good. They perform certain acts, and you think you can base a relationship on that? I mean, listen, like Tupac, I've been around. Oh, I've been around. I won't even say how much. But if y'all know me, you know. And a lot of the women, it was just ships passing in the night. Not that I was fooled, but I knew that. And so many act so holy, and they're out there just around and around and around. And they're going nowhere. And those are the ones who are bitter, older, looking back, leaping from situationship to relationship to creeping, being somebody's side piece, just all kind of stuff. And now they are old and do not look the way they used to. Nobody's paying them no mind. They didn't build anything. And now what? What you gonna do? I remember when Kevin Samuels was alive, a lot of those women, they were pissed with him. But even after his death, people are seeing that a lot of what he said was the truth. When he died, I knew, I'm glad he's dead. He's dead. But the situation in your life remains the same. So you wishing somebody, happy that they died because you didn't like what they said. And the reason why you didn't like what he said is because he struck a note from what you didn't hear from before. When you were playing your games, when you looked better and you were younger, now it's haunting you. But even though he may be gone, the truth remains as it is. And a lot of young brothers got hip to the game to not fall for the tricks for those types of women. But it will continue. It will continue. As a matter of fact, after I put this out, I'm going to go look at some Kevin Samuel videos. Because a lot of those same type of women who are materialistic and superficial, they think more of themselves and, like when he used to talk about the weight and your age, and how you have kids, or what are you doing with yourself, your height, they don't want to hear that at all. And it's so funny. And these are the same women that a lot of these guys will fall victim to when they meet them off a social media app or Instagram or whatever. See? So it's crazy. I think I talked enough about this. And you see my point. Go to landscurvx.com. You'll see the written article that's going to match this particular show. And for all the other content that we have there that we do not show anywhere else. So it's been a pleasure. I'm very interested in hearing your feedback. And we're going to talk about the controversial things that nobody wants to talk about. Maybe I might lose a few subscribers. That shows me that, well, I'm doing good because I hit home. I touched the nerve. That's what I want to do, touch nerves. When your nerves are touched, if you get pissed, you lost an opportunity to grow. If you get your nerves touched and you say, you know what, Scurv ain't always right, but this one here, he hit it on the head, you'll appreciate me more. Either way, I don't care. I love you all who want to improve, but for those who want to live the illusion, keep on trying to live it. I don't care if you don't like me or not. I'm not here to be liked. I enjoy my life. I love my life. I love the solitude. I love the progression. I love where I am. I made it. And people not liking you doesn't matter to me. But anyway, thank you so much for lasting this long in this rant. And I do look forward to hearing from you. So anyway, much love to you all. Take care. On to the next one. Lance Scurv out. Peace.